Dear student, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my second videos in unifying features of archeogoniads or archegoniads. Okay, so antheridium, we all know that the male reproductive organ in plant body that is known as antheridium. So antheridium is stalked and cup shaped structure in male gametophyte and consists protective jacket layer inside the spermatogeneous cells. So the structure of antheridium in plant body, that is stalked and cup shaped. You all know that what is the shape of cup. So the antheridium structure is the cup shaped structure which is in male gametophyte and consists the protective jacket layer inside the spermatogeneous cell. Then the second point is these spermatogeneous cells developed into the sperm mother cell, SMC, that is sperm mother cell. So the spermatogeneous cell developed in the sperm mother cells. Each SMC or each sperm mother cell divided to form bi or multiflagellated. Flagella, we all know that flagella is the locomotive organ in case of maybe bacteria or hydra. So each sperm mother cell divided to form bi or multiflagellated. Then after bearing released the antheridium, they swim in water, are attached to the open channel of archegonia neck. This attraction is a chemically included process that is known as chemotaxis. Okay, so we all know that the male reproductive organ have locomoted in nature, but the female reproductive organ is constant. So the male reproductive organ, that is antheridium, which is swim in water and are attached to the open channel of archeogonial neck. These types of attraction that is in chemically that is included the process that is known as chematotaxis. So chematotaxis also the short question we face in our competitive exam. Then after entering the neck of the archeogonium, fertilization of the egg cell takes place. When the antheridium enter in the archeogonial neck, that is known as chematotaxis. So when the antheridium enter to the archeogonium, then the fertilization occur or takes place in the egg cell. Then we come to the life cycle pattern. So the life cycle of the plant continues by regular alternation between sporophytic and gametophytic generation. So the life cycle of plant body or the life cycle of land plant body continues by regular alternation between sporophytic and gametophytic alternation. That is sporophytic and we know about the what is sporophytic, that is study of spore, then gametophyte, that is study of gametes. Okay, sporophytic and gametophytic generation. The life cycle of archeogoniads is mainly three kinds, and these are haplontic, haplodiplontic and diplontic types. Okay, so in the life cycle of archeogoniads is maybe three types, that is haplontic, haplodiplontic and diplontic types. In case of bryophytes and pteridophytes of archeogoniads is haplodiplontic life cycle, which is both the gametophytic and sporophytic phase are multicellular. So what is the haplodiplontic life cycle? That is both gametophytes and sporophytes are present, or both gametophyte and sporophytes are combinedly present in case of bryophytes and pteridophytes. So the bryophytes and pteridophytes of archeogoniads takes place haplodiplontic life cycle, and in gymnosperm it is diplontic of life cycle. In case of gymnosperm plant, this is the higher plant that causes diplontic types of life cycle. Okay, Then the next point is heterospory. We all that know that what is the meaning of hetero and what is the meaning of homo. Hetero means unequal or dissimilar and homo means similar. So heterospory, this is the characteristic features of all higher archegoniads. So what is the characteristic features of all higher archegoniads? That is heterospory. They produce two types of spore, that is microspore and megaspore. So the heterospory produces two types of spore, that is known as microspore and megaspore, which developed into male and female heterospory. Then bryophytes and some early pteridophytes are homospores. So bryophytes and some early pteridophytes are homospore. Higher archegoniads, that is gymnosperm. Higher archegoniads is gymnosperm, lower archegoniads is maybe pteridophyte or bryophyte. So higher archegoniads, that is gymnosperm plant, usually the sexual reproduction becomes independent in external water. So in the higher archegoniads, they have obtained or they have possesses or they have occurred or they have produced sexual reproduction becomes independent in the external water. Okay, external water, that is top position of water, don't in the internal water, that is the don't be inside the water, external water. Then the next point is by the syphnogamy. This is also the short question, probable short question we have faced in any types of exam, that is syphnogamy. Okay, so by the syphnogamy the gymnosperm are doing fertilization. Syphnogamy is the method of fertilization where the pollen grain produces pollen tube, that is siphon. Okay, soon after fertilization zygotes develop into an embryo in maturity. Okay, so this point is said that in case of gymnosperm the syphnogamy is the fertilization organ or syphnogamy obtain fertilization, and this syphnogamy is the method of fertilization where the pollen grain produce pollen tube, that is known as siphon. So these are short question, siphon, then syphnogamy. So the fertilization organ in gymnosperm is syphnogamy. The syphnogamy is the method of fertilization where the pollen grain produce pollen tube, that is known as siphon. Soon after fertilization the zygote develops into an embryo and in maturity to form or the maturity ovule is transformed into a seed. Okay, here the seed is produced. Then formation of seed for the first time takes place in gymnosperm among the archegoniads. So the formation of seed for the first time takes place in gymnosperm among the archegoniads. The bryophytes and pteridophytes aren't seed plants, that is the lower land plants, so they haven't produced or they haven't obtained or they haven't consist seeds. Then zygote is a product of fertilization of male and female. So zygote is a product, zygote is otherwise known as offspring. So zygote is a product of fertilization of both male and female. Bryophytes and some pteridophytes absorb water through rhizoid. Okay, so bryophytes and the pteridophytes is the lower land plant which have absorbed water through the rhizoids. In the higher plant the absorbing water is roots, but in lower plant the rhizoid is act as a root, but the rhizoid is not the root. Okay, the function of rhizoid is equal to root, but the rhizoid and function are totally unequal. So this is the all about of unifying features of archegoniads or archegoniads. If you like this video, then please like, share and comment. Don't be forget to subscribe. And if you don't be understand, then please comment. Then I try to solve your problems. So students, If you like this video, then please like, share and subscribe. Don't be forget to tap the bell icon for the other notification. So this is all about the unifying features of bryophytes. Then we have seen in my next video. So children, take care and thanks and bye.